Good afternoon, Jason Phillips from Appraise. I am not in South Dakota, but I am in southern North Carolina, Jacksonville to be exact, doing a very cool 1967 S code Mustang. Car started out its life as a limelight green with a green interior, and ended up with a very, very high caliber restoration and resto-mod build. Got the car up in the air still. We're starting to lose daylight, so I'll get underneath it as often I do, and we'll start underneath there. Quick reference to the drivetrain, all aluminum 427 punched out to a 527. 5-speed Tremec, TKO 600, narrowed Ford 9-inch, Detroit locker 350. Lots of cool engineering underneath the vehicle. Let me hop down there. I think actually before I jump down there, I'll go across the outside so that we don't lose any more sunshine. The build has about 200 driven miles on it, so cosmetically the car is not showing much in terms of war wounds or street rash. Started out with an original. The title still indicates the previous ownership came from California. So it's an S-code California body that was purchased about 9 years ago by the current owner. Restoration commenced over the past 2 years. The car sat here for a while before he got to it. Digital meter readings are nice. There's no heavy use of filler anywhere. Photos taken all the way around of the digital meter shots, and some areas are a little higher, too high to stick a magnet at 37, but we get it in the wells. Door lines are very nice. Hood lines, trunk lines, very nice. Really nothing to complain about. Pretty exceptional build. This one was built in South Dakota. Southeastern South Dakota. Muscle Car Creations is the name of the shop. And certainly, I looked them up, and looks like they have done a handful of Mustangs in their day. And the quality of their workmanship, no doubt, is very nice. It's very impressive. You'll start seeing that as I get underneath the vehicle. So digital readings, again, not too much to complain about. Sheet metal was all in really nice shape. Had the benefit of some restoration photos, pre-restoration photos that were taken of the car during the process and before it even started. Cosmetically speaking, these are new window moldings, and they're sitting up a little high on the back. They could stand to be sealed down. Car was all dynoed. Good view at the exterior. We have a couple chips to bring to light in the door jambs. One here, 2 heel scuffs there, one here, and one small, doors closed nicely by the way, one small contact chip right there in the deck lid, and a matching one in the corresponding location. I'm about 4 feet away from the car right now. Super well color sanded and buffed. Extensions fit together really nice. Gaps on the bumpers are really nice. All the trim was replaced. Gaskets, chrome window frames, all the glass was changed. Sun stripe window, and then about a maybe a 30% tint or less on the rear and side glass. Hood lines are nice. Headlight extension lines are nice. Bumper fits real nice. Grille has a small little cosmetic flaw down there in the lower surround. But a really, really straight car. They obviously knew this car was going to be black and went to a lot of work to make sure that it looked like that. Very impressive. If your name is Joel, this video is for you. Thanks for the employment opportunity to come to North Carolina. Thought I'd show these rear tubs before I go into the car. So this is a stock fold-down rear seat with the extension opening to get your golf clubs or skis through, and or hide your beer. Here's where we widened this wheel opening just about 1.5 inches. Band was added. Otherwise the tubs look really, really stock. It'd be hard to differentiate at a car show when the mat's in it. It's got a new mat, dynoed everywhere. A complete new fuel system installed. Holley Terminator EFI system. Jams are very, very nice. Well sanded and finished off nicely. Here's that small corresponding chip there and there. Again, a nice idea of reflective quality. Really no excuses on the paint. Very, very nice. Getting into some of the meat and potatoes. Quarter panel splash area, all very nice. The whole bottom of the body was texture coated with a bed liner or similar material. Wheel tubs are in really nice shape. Frame rails up here, you can see where the former leaf spring mounts were. Car's now set up with a 350 Detroit locker, Ford 9-inch housing, been narrowed, QP axle shafts, better lighting back here, Ride Tech coilovers, Willwood braking system, solid disc, everything is super clean. Cadmium plated grade 5 or better on the axle hardware. That adjustable Ford Link setup. The top bars are adjustable, the bottoms are stationary. So bringing the axle forward, it's pretty much set up as a Mustang prefabbed, pre-engineered unit. 3-inch exhaust all the way back, big fat pipes. Run very nicely. Minimal clearance at the bottom of the housing there. Those have been altered a little bit to give, squished a little bit to give a little more clearance. These are all MagnaFlow components. Tri-Y coated headers up front. Exhaust cutouts, electric. Sound really, really nice. So when we go for a ride in the car, the seller informed me that with two 200, 250 pound guys in the front, that we may have some weight distribution, pushing those tires up into the body a little closer. Currently that is adjusted out all the way, so the body could come down. Actually, I take that back, the body could go up another 3/4 of an inch in the adjustment. We might need to alter the way the tailpipes roll through there, either radius that component to give you a little more squat power, but we'll see what that sounds like when we take it on a ride. I hopped out to elaborate on that a little more. The tire clearance is good on both sides, and no real carving up of the sidewalls to note here. On this back tire, a little contact has been made. You see a little bit of chipping of the rubber on the tire, and a little paint contact in the wheel well. Let me see if I can bring that into focus there. So the owner that built this car informs me that they put an adjustment on this after noticing that contact, still trying to dial it in, and he doesn't believe it's making contact there anymore. He's been out of town for a while. We're going for a ride today here shortly, hopefully before it gets dark. Heard that background noise and recognized it being a Chevy Cruze pulling in with that little chirping noise. So on body modifications, Total Control Performance, or Total Control Products, TCP, frame connectors added. Looks nice. This car came with a single torque box, I believe originally, second torque box added to the other side. A little better look at the exhaust cutouts and the X-pipe. New drive shaft. Floor pans are in stellar condition. And then the pockets up here, all very nice, right ahead of the tire splash. Pinch welds look really, really good. Let me move back a little bit. Factory spot welds all nice and easily visible through here. Rocker moldings have been changed, but back here, the wheel tub, there's no contact issues up here, no separation, plenty of clearance up front. 295/50 R15s. They got a good little bulge to them, but again, no real clearance issues that I could even see on this side. These 3-inch tailpipes are banded, so they could be modified. Could pop those off there and give them a little radius to go into the axle and change things up a bit. Bottom of the housing on the back side's real clean. And again, a little more looking at the floor and the rockers. Really, really super nice back here. I'll move forward. Textured work was done really nicely in the wheel wells too. Ride Tech components up front again. Tubular control arms, adjustable billet, coilovers. Super lights. These are a very cool rendition of the 6970 Mach 1 turbo wheels. Trans Am. I said turbo, I meant Trans Am series. Again, cadmium plated bolts everywhere you look. These shock towers were modified. You see that shelf up in here, that ledge rather. That's a stock shock tower that was cut and formed around that suspension, draws it back, makes room for that big fat old 427 side oiler. Rack and pinion. All heights components. Clearance there off the oil pan just barely, but it works. So on this aluminum 427 side oiler, you see the reinforcement bolts, just like you would on a cast motor, nothing different. Got a small drip of oil off the back of the rear main, and a TKO Transmission, we got a small drop of grease off there off the back, but nothing on the ground here. Car's been here 3 or 4 hours during the inspection. Just really, really clean. So it's a TCP rack and pinion, and then Ride Tech on all the other suspension components, in case I misspoke that. Added sway bar is textured. Hardware is in really, really nice shape. Bushing's all new. And neglected to show the frame holes in the back, but that's what they look like in the back. Front and back look really nice. No real issues of rot or deterioration along those clamped, unitized, spot welded seams. It's a better look at that shock tower and how it's modified to fit the coilovers nicely. Bottom of the motor is super clean. No front main evidence of leak. Bottom end of a March pulley system and aluminum radiator. We'll get to in a minute under the hood. Texture added everywhere and done really, really nicely. The clearance on the exhaust is particularly nice. Things were laid out very well. Maybe a few dead bugs down here, but quality of the paintwork done very nice. Those front marker light bezels were painted black to match. Worthy of mention on that TKO 600 5-speed transmission Silver Sport package comes with a scatter shield, hydraulic clutch assembly, pedals, Hurst shifter. All that's part of the same kit. A little more expensive. I think those are in excess of $5,000 all put together, not including labor. And also noted, although it's a recast reproduction aluminum block, set up as a 65 replica. Popping the hood open, and here's what we see. Sorry that the lighting's starting to get a little worse. The sun is setting, so I'll move a little faster. The owner standing here next to me, and he's got the flow numbers pulled up on these heads. Can't really read them. I'm not really going to come into focus there, are they? I'm going to have to work to keep the camera in focus here. MSD ignition, Terminator, Holley EFI setup. Why don't you narrate for me instead of me having to recap all of this myself, if you would be so kind. Let's go through the engine build on this again.
All right, I was starting with an all-aluminum 427 side oiler block. It was bored and stroked out to a 527, topped with aluminum Edelbrock heads that were hand-ported and bench flow tested. On top of that is an aluminum tunnel wedge, dual quad intake with dual quad Holley throttle bodies controlled by a Holley Terminator EFI.
Say that 3 times fast, huh?
Yeah. Up front, we got a March serpentine pulley system in black. Keeps all the accessories down low so you can see the motor. In front of that is a custom aluminum radiator to keep it cool with dual electric fans. And the shock towers have been notched just for workability, getting your spark plugs out and being able to run lines through there.
Yep, and I noticed you got the reinforcement. Let's show these shock towers a little better if I can. Those are all spaced really nicely. Those are stock shock towers that have been cut back, is that correct?
Yes. So just notched. You can still run the full stock spring if needed, but you also have room to work on the motor.
You can change those spark plugs pretty easy. I mentioned the headers earlier, but the brand on those again was Tri-Y, was it?
So Tri-Y is the design, and they're ceramic coated.
Right on. And then go through your Hydro Boost system here.
So Hydro Boost is the style, Hydrotech is the company. It's a new power brake system where you take the power steering pump and use that as your brake assist. It's what they're running on brand new OEM cars. And that's run down to 4-wheel Willwood disc brakes.
Gotcha. Your air conditioning pump is way down low, down below the alternator.
Yes.
So the lines are run down here very nicely. They're not kind of laying all over the top of the engine bay, which is pretty cool. Firewall's nice and clean, satin black. High Performance Engineering, Muscle Car Creation shaved their name into the tops of your shock tower reinforcements.
That's their custom bracket they use to run the Ride Tech coilovers, but also use the shock tower brace, and then which connects to the front Monte Carlo bar.
Excellent.
Tying everything in together to make the front of the Mustang a lot stiffer.
It's a reproduction Cobra aluminum finned lid and valve covers. A very nice setup. Let's get the car down off the jacks and get in a drive here before the darkness sets in. I'll show you the inside. While he's dropping the car, I don't want to open the doors until, although the frame's tied, probably wouldn't be a problem, but I'm not going to experiment. The seat cushions are super, super firm. Seats have been recovered and the foam's been all redone. Tilt column added and reproduction teakwood wheel. These are the vintage look-alike digital Dakota gauges. Really nice. The whole interior is basically new, has an overhead console, a headliner, speakers installed in the very far panel. This quarter panel trim may or may not have been reused and repainted. Door panels are new. Kick panels have been added with speakers. Radio's got a plug to add your iPhone in. Seatbelts front and rear. Carpet kit's all new, matching pads. There's really no interior wear to be showing. Glove box works nice. The roll-up door in the console works nice. Pads all new. The wheels were all brand new, no wear to talk about. I had that cap off earlier. QP axles and Willwood brakes. Well, it's not as warm as it was a little while ago. We're cooling down. Engine still at about 60, well 50 to 60 degrees, somewhere in the ballpark, depends on where we're shooting the temperature at. He ran in to get a keys for the, or a jacket rather, and the car needs a short vacuuming, but nothing to be concerned about. All new pedal setup, new wiring harness with push-in style fuses, air conditioning controls here, as they would be. Just a little better look at the interior. A few water spots on the console trim, but no major marks on the door panels. Door skin lips are in nice shape. S-code trim tag is still present, with the bragging rights of green on green, lime gold. Seats both move forward and backward. Brake lights work. Hey, can you turn the parking lights on, please? Thank you. Headlights, brights. Thanks. Key forward turn signals. I guess I didn't need to say key forward. He probably would have figured that out on his own. Yep. Fog lights, grill lights, thanks. Let's show those turn signals back on the back side of the hood. Thank you. And thank you. Okay, brake lights, pump them. Thank you. You give me just standard parking lights. Be hard to do with your foot on the brake, huh? All right, let me try reverse. Jiggle that a little. Okay. We'll have to check that one. Turn signals. There you go. Thanks. Okay, there we go. That helps. Thank you. All right, cold start, please. Let's go riding. Turn on our impromptu dome light, although we can't see the digital read, can we? It's hard to hold still. Pressure's up there and
just warming up.
Gas gauge appears to work. Car got a working horn. All right. Bit of contact as we came down. Sound like the left rear to you? Yeah. I'll turn that light off. Oh, sorry about that. That was me. Yeah. Just show that it works and we'll turn it back off.
He said, hey, let's go down to the Capitol. He should have said be peaceful.
Hey, let's go down to the Capitol. All right. We want to hear motor. We don't want to hear news. Bit of rattle right there, isn't it?
There's 60 about 1700 RPM.
Yeah, show that again. Let go of that for a second. Yep, that's definitely what that is. What'd you say on the RPMs again?
So we're sitting about 55 at 1500 RPM.
Okay. What gear are you in?
Fifth.
Okay. I wasn't paying attention. Heard that little clunk in the back. You think if I lost 50 pounds, that'd go away?
That helps. Smaller girlfriend helps too.
All right, there you go. Well, I got that problem, honey, if you're watching this video. turn back the other way too, will you? Just to show that.
All the way over, no grinding.
Yeah, I don't hear any contact.
It's starting to get oil pressure getting back down.
All right. You're not in the mood to drive it aggressively, are you?
Oh, I guess we can get on it.